Hello Cougars, this is Dr. Jim Brewer, District Administrator for the Clinton Community School District. And the shout out of the week this week goes to everybody involved in Reality Check. And with me today to talk about Reality Check is
Annika Hartwig, Elisa Shoemaker.
So Reality Check is an amazing event that we have every year at CCSD. And first of all, I want to give a huge thank you to all of our community members and volunteers for coming on out, helping our juniors and seniors understand what life is truly like, okay, outside of school. And so, Shu, you're instrumental in putting this on. Tell us a little bit more about Reality Check.
So Reality Check, we started doing this, I think this would have been our 10-year anniversary if we hadn't had COVID. So we had a few years where we couldn't be because of COVID restrictions, but we've been doing this for 10 years, and it was born out of trying to take our financial literacy to like an A+ level. And it's like I told our volunteers this morning, when we first started doing Reality Check, I would say Clinton schools were an A+ state and an F state for financial literacy education because we required personal finance for graduation, and a lot of other schools didn't. I was very pleased to say this year we're an A+ school and an A+ state because of the legislation that was passed here. So every student in Wisconsin is getting a financial literacy education, which is so critical, especially right now. I know from teaching personal finance last semester, there's a lot of concerns about the cost of living. And so Reality Check is just going to give them a little dose of what it's like to live on a month's salary.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, just to recap, Clinton was ahead of the curve in many instances,
definitely.
you know, well before the state passed a law here just recently requiring it. And it's so important to get kids involved, understanding finance. And, you know, I know you're not engaged in this yet, but what is your role here today?
I am one of the hosts, so I go around and I ask if the volunteers want anything to drink, eat. I make sure they have all the materials they need, and like just make sure everything's running smoothly.
Well, I thank you so much for taking care of our volunteers here today, because it does take a lot of volunteers to put on something of this nature. And Mrs. Shoemaker, if I'm a business owner or just a citizen living in the community that wants to help our young people, how do I get involved?
Just email me. I'm
Okay.
in the staff directory, Elisa Shoemaker. Shoot me an email and I'll get you in our list to send out for next year. I know one thing we're talking about is putting a task force together in October to have a meeting with some people who've been involved in Reality Check for the last 10 years to try to update some of the materials and make things more modern. And it just gets some feedback to maybe make things run a little faster and easier.
Nice. So if somebody wants to, just reach out to you.
Just reach out
it's
to
that
me.
simple.
Yep.
Are you excited to do it in a couple years?
Yeah, it seems pretty fun, like going through all the materials and everything.
I can tell you, as somebody who's worked Reality Check and has been here every year that we've done this, it's a great experience, and I know you'll learn a lot through it. Shu, I want to thank you and everybody else involved in putting on this endeavor for our kids. It's a wonderful learning and engagement that they have every year. So thank you so much, and I know how hard it is to do this. So
Thank you.
thank you, and go Cougars.